Hey, what's happening? Welcome to Mates TV. Liverpool, Manchester City, Sunday, Anfield, for a game that I think lots of people are billing as a title decider. Do you think it's a title decider? Do you think the outcome of this game is going to determine who's going to be the Premier League champions for 2023-2024? Simple answer. Before we talk about it, let me know in the comments section underneath whether you think, because whether you slice it any different way, it benefits someone and hurts someone or one's else. A win for Liverpool keeps them in the box seat, already top of the Premier League, of course. A win for Manchester City gets them above Liverpool and puts them basically in the box seat. And a draw for the two teams that might theoretically benefit Liverpool in a race against Manchester City opens up the door for Arsenal to come in and steal a march and go top of the Premier League. So yeah, a huge game of football. Now, the Sky Bet fan view has been done. And I thought there were some really interesting responses in this before we get on to the discussion. So according to the Sky Bet fan view, people were asked, will the winner of Liverpool versus Man City go on to win the title? And an absolutely huge 86% of people thought that this was the game. The winner of this will go on to win the Premier League title. Isn't that massive? I mean, it kind of maybe a little bit disrespectful to Arsenal. I will come on to this. So the next part, again, according to the Sky Bet fan view, who do fans think will win the Premier League this season? 42% of people think it's going to be Manchester City, 40% think Liverpool, and just 9% think it's going to be Arsenal. Now, is this people doing this out of spite? Is this because people are so obviously wowed with how good City have been over the last God knows how many years? Too many, 115, and of course the resurgent Liverpool as well. You know, or is it like people trolling Arsenal? I don't really know, but that feels very low for Arsenal. And I'll be honest, I felt quite similar to that to myself at various points through the season, up until they beat us, and they haven't been able to stop scoring goals since, with the slight exception being in the first leg in the Champions League against Porto. Winning in the drag-out isn't for everyone. So yeah, interesting. How does that stack up for you? Do you feel that way? Do you feel it's marginally City, or do you feel it should be bigger to Man City? I feel like I've been asked this question a lot lately, too much. I think it's always safer to just presume City are going to win the league, and then, you know, because they just make you miserable because they're too good, and they've had all these things given to them over the years, and yes, they just win the league, don't they? They just win the league. That's what they do. The only team that's stopped them is Liverpool in recent years. So yeah, which probably was why Liverpool are probably second on that. But yeah, I lean towards that and then hope for better days. So, what's an interesting wrinkle in addition to this, according to the Sky Bet fan view, who do fans want to win the Premier League this season? 38% say Liverpool. Liverpool out in front, and a joint 31 apiece for Man City and Arsenal. So Liverpool are the fan favourites. Not the fan favourites as in like they're going to win, but the one that most like to see win are Liverpool, which will give us some slight consolation. Nothing else. I genuinely never felt like that when Liverpool have been in a race with City in the past. And maybe because Arsenal are in it, we've engaged a bunch of like Spurs fans and Chelsea fans maybe, and fans of other random clubs who maybe dislike Arsenal more. So everyone's getting a bit bored of Man City, and lots of people in London, lots of London clubs, lots of London fans don't like Arsenal. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, and one last thing before we talk about the game. According to the Sky Bet fan view, what is currently the biggest fixture in the Premier League? Out and away, 63% is Liverpool versus Manchester City. Of course it is, because they've been the most telling clashes for a number of years. So the big question is this one going to follow as well? Now, I'm very, very wary about putting all things onto one game. I remember us beating Man City in 13-14, Felipe Coutinho, masterclass in that one, and Liverpool fans bouncing out the ground, myself included, saying we're going to win the league because, you know, we were doing it. We were doing it. We were so close. It is a timely reminder that it is still March. So there is a bit of football still to go, and things are so tight, and both fact, all three teams have dropped random points at random spells during the season. But it does feel like it's got a lot of that sort of vibes to it. My overriding sense is if I was constructing a league title challenge against Man City, I would be thinking a draw at Anfield here for Liverpool is actually a really good point. And that might seem mad, or maybe you might think that's like, oh, it's cowardice, and I get you, maybe it is a bit. But I've seen Man City do that. I've seen them think, okay, well, I'm going to be better than all the other teams. So as long as I can keep Liverpool from basically sweeping the leg, Karate Kid style, then we're going to be all right here. And that's the thing. You know, we've lost the title to City by the finest of margins on a couple of occasions. Liverpool have a finest of margins lead. It's a lead that if, you know, we got to full time, if this was the last game of the season and we got to full time and it was a draw and Arsenal lost, then yeah, we would be champions. But the an Arsenal loss bit is important because Arsenal are in this race, and that's why the draw is weirdly not enough. I would love to say we got a draw at the Etihad, let's get a draw at Anfield, and then just see how the season plays out. And that might be quite a sensible thing. And I don't think Liverpool are going to play for a draw, by the way, because I think when you play for a draw, you're basically opening up the door to defeat. You stand a little bit too close to the line of defeat there. It's like when you aim for fourth. If you aim for fourth and miss, at best you're fifth, you know, like, or sixth. If you aim for first and miss, then you've got second, third, and fourth before you even get down into the dross. So yeah, in terms of though how the sort of league's going so far, I am wary more now of Arsenal than I was a month ago. They finally found out to score goals, which is a huge part of football. They're winning games handsomely, and they obviously haven't got the FA Cup distraction. That's on Liverpool. The League Cup's done and dusted. They weren't in that. Liverpool won that, just in case you didn't remember. They are in the Champions League and they've got a big game against Porto up and coming. If they get through that, that's a big ask, by the way, because yes, they're at home, but Porto are a good European side. They'll face tougher opposition in the next round, which will have an impact on this, and the same goes for Manchester City, who've already gotten past Copenhagen. They will face tough games in that next round and maybe even the rounds beyond that, which will sap energy and take attention, of course. But, you know, even if Arsenal to go out of Europe, it's one less thing to focus on. It might enable them to have more in the tank, whereas Liverpool right now are going gangbusters in all the competitions as well. And look, are still suffering the after effects of injury, still got tons of players either out injured or not fully fit. So it's, if Liverpool had a fully fit squad, I'd be feeling brave. I'd be saying, yeah, they've got the quality to win more games of football than everyone else between now and the end of the season. It'll be fine. So yeah, I've become a little wary of the draw as an approach. Although I went into this week thinking, draw against Sparta Prague, draw against Man City, and then see where the season lies. And then Liverpool went to Sparta Prague and won 5-1. If you want to find out about my trip to that, by the way, the match vlog is up now. After I finish with this, I'm going to be editing my travel vlog. You can see I'm here, I'm back. Well, I'm in a hotel. There's more to it. If you want to find out how I had 5 flights cancelled and wasn't allowed on another plane and ended up having 1.5 hours sleep, I'm flying to Prague to watch Liverpool win 5-1. The Europa travel vlog is coming out on Saturday, so check that out on the channel. Anywho, like and subscribe as well, of course. So, why this game might not be the be-all and end-all. So I had a quick look at the remaining fixtures and the things that I hate doing this with Man City, by the way, because when you start to look at where they might drop points, they never ever drop points. They never drop points where you expect them. They always come in random places. But I thought it was an interesting exercise to look at what are the tricky remaining away fixtures for all three teams. So Liverpool have got a trip to Old Trafford. They've actually got 2 with the FA Cup looming, but that's not for this conversation. So yeah, we go to Old Trafford soon. There is a trip to Goodison Park as well, which at the moment is not in the fixture schedule. There are rumours they're trying to push for that in the week, midweek leading up to the end of the season. It could be Goodison Park. We could win the league at Goodison Park, or we could lose the league at Goodison Park. And wow, wild. And Liverpool have got Villa away as well in the penultimate game as it stands. So, you know, by all accounts, you've got Villa will probably finish 4th. You've got United who might scrape into like a 5th place, but that would be a stretch. So, you know, United are going to be a Europa League team. Everton are a mess, but it's a derby. I've put it in there. If that was any other team down there, you'd be seeing that as a reasonable banker, but it's Everton, and we don't have a great record at Goodison. Manchester City, from here on in, they've got Liverpool away. They've got a Brighton game that is yet to be rescheduled. That could well go in alongside the Merseyside derby. That could prove to be tricky. If Brighton are fighting for European football, they might also be on the beach, which is a problem. And who knows with Brighton? I mean, it doesn't look like they're going to have European football to worry about. So there's that. City also have to go to Spurs, which we know have been a notorious bogey team for them. Will they still remain that? It's hard to tell, but it's been a thing up until now. Spurs at home, no one really wants to go there. And Arsenal, I've got City away still to come. They've got their own trip to Brighton. They've got to play Spurs away themselves, North London derby, and they've got to play United away as well. So slightly more tricky away fixtures for Arsenal in there, in theory. But it does make it interesting. It means that there's definitely more twists and turns to come regardless of the outcome here. But I think, look, let's make no bones about it. Let's be perfectly clear. If Liverpool could just beat Manchester City and give themselves a bit of breathing room, that would be immensely useful for my psyche and probably for yours as well. However, having gone through everything that Liverpool have gone through under Jurgen Klopp and so many of the near misses, and then ultimately the one that we won, we weren't even allowed to go and be around other people to celebrate, let alone in the ground to see it happen. If you think Liverpool are going to win the title and it's not going to be by a goal or a point or at the last kick of the entire season, then you are absolutely deluding yourselves. So, yeah, whatever that is, it probably means draw, and it probably means advantage Arsenal, and then it means City then do something to Arsenal, and then Liverpool then go and take the set. Who knows? It's kind of fun, though, right? Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on the game. Is it do or die for the Reds? Do they need to win this one? Is it catastrophic? Maybe opening a little crack in the door for Arsenal to sneak through? Could that be problematic? Could we live to regret not putting City to bed at Anfield? Let me know. Do drop a like. And I've been mentioning this guy about FanView throughout the show, so thank you so much to them for sending the graphics over as well. Make sure you go over to Twitter or x.com if you are a new person on the internet, to see more from this guy about FanView. Please be 18 plus, and please be gamble aware if you're going to be involved in anything to do with Sky Bet, of course. And if you want any of the disclaimers and the terms and conditions, all that will be in the comment section. They'll also put a link there as well. Anyway, cool. That is it. Wild. Absolutely wild. Big game. Are you nervous? I am. See you in a bit. Bye.